Hey everybody, welcome to today's video where I'm going to install a set of these SumoSprings made by SuperSprings on my Ford F-150. For those of you who haven't heard of SumoSprings, what these are is a urethane spring that installs in place of the bump stop on your pickup truck. The purpose of these springs is to provide additional load carrying capacity and increase stability while towing heavy loads. The reason I'm going to install them is I tow a 29-foot travel trailer that has about 750 pounds of tongue weight, and I'm hoping that's going to improve the stability while towing. I do normally use a weight distribution hitch, as you should when you're towing a heavy load like a camper like this, but for today's example, what we're going to do is I'm going to lower the trailer onto the truck without the SumoSprings, take measurements to the wheel well heights, and then take those measurements again after the SumoSprings are installed. So before we do that, I'm going to take the truck over near the camper and we're going to take some initial measurements so we can see how much drop there is with and without the springs. All right guys, so we're all set up here. Let's go ahead and take some measurements of the height of the truck before we put any sort of load on it and without the SumoSprings. All right, so our rear height is right on 39 inches. Front height is 38. Okay, you can see it dropped quite a bit. Let's go ahead and take our measurements again. So we're now at 37, so a drop of 2 inches for the rear. For the front, we're about 38 1/4, so it's gone up slightly. All right, so let's go ahead and get those SumoSprings installed and see what kind of difference we get. All right guys, so we're back over to camper. Let's go ahead and drop it back down on the truck now that the Sumo springs are installed and see what we have. We're at 38.5. We were at 39 with no load, and then down to 37 with the trailer on and no Sumo springs. So it's quite a bit of improvement. Let's move on to the front. Front, we're right about 38, which is what we started with before when there was no load on the truck. Yeah, so to recap on what we saw with the height change, we started off with 39 inches in the rear and 38 in the front with nothing in the truck except for the cap, of course. The trailer on the truck with no Sumo springs, we were 2-inch drop in the back down to 37 inches and a slight raise in the front, which is to be expected, to 38 1/4. With the springs installed and the load back on, we were at 38.5 in the rear and still back to 38 in the front, which is a pretty good improvement over what we saw without the springs and the trailer on the truck. Like I mentioned earlier, the tongue weight for the travel trailer that I tow is about 750 pounds. So if you couple that with the caps in the truck, maybe we have 850, 900 pounds on the back of the truck while the trailer's attached. I think these springs show a pretty good improvement. I'm excited to actually tow the travel trailer with them installed. I'm hoping to see a little bit of improvement in stability, especially out on the highway. So I may do another video once I'm able to do that on my next camping trip, and hopefully I'll do another video on that, and you guys will get a review after some use. I hope this video was helpful. If you haven't heard of Sumo Springs before, and you're looking for something to improve the load capacity of your truck, check them out. I'm not affiliated with Super Springs, who make Sumo Springs in any way. I'm not sponsored by them. I purchased these springs with my own money. So you can be sure that this review is an honest review. I wouldn't lead you astray on if these weren't a good product, but so far I'm pretty happy with the results. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.